Hi ladies and gents, and welcome back to my channel. So my name's Mark, I'm a rehabilitation therapist. Goal of this channel is to try and get you back to full fitness as quickly as you can, and that's what I'm passionate about. So if you haven't been here before, please think about subscribing on the link below. And apart from that, we'll get into today's video, which is all about home exercises and balance. So what we're talking about today in today's video is 4 exercises at home, no pieces of kit, to really improve your balance. So all of these exercises you can do, they're all progressive, so they start off nice and easily and then they get harder as we go through. So try these in a progressive order. Now this isn't always the case, not everyone will progress at the same levels with these. These are more like variations. So if you're finding one is quite easy, move on to the next one. If that's too challenging, try and skipping that one and moving on to the further one will help you out. General rule of thumb, on a solid surface will be much easier than on a reactive surface, so like a cushion or a pillow or something like that. And with your eyes open is obviously much easier than with your eyes closed. Good rule of thumb to move on to the next exercise is when you can stand nice and stationary to 30 to 60 seconds, then you can think about moving on and progressing those exercises as you feel fit. Generally, I would say try and do these exercises barefoot, as I am. If you wish to do these in trainers, then try and do it in the trainers of the sport that you want to do. So if you're a runner, do it in your running trainers. Okay, let's have a look at it then. So first up, if you're struggling to stand on one leg, then the best way is to start on 2 in a tandem stance. So a tandem stance, we want heel and toe touching, as I've got here. One nice straight line between the 2 of them. Don't want any cheating, so cheating looks something like this, where we've got our feet splayed, which widens the base support. We want a nice narrow base support to make this a little bit challenging. So some people, they'll find that this is challenging enough as it is. If you're finding it's quite easy and comfortable, think about increasing the balance elements. So we can do that with some head movements which affect our inner ear. So looking slowly over one shoulder, then over to the other shoulder, and then back again, is one way to affect the inner ear and affect our balance. The other way we can do this is nodding, so again slowly up and down, nodding up and down, looking there. Again, if you're finding these quite comfortable, then you can look at progressing on. So the next progression would be with eyes closed. So again, standing nice and still, eyes closed. Arms nearer the body is a little bit harder than arms out to the side, where we can adjust our position and our body weight through that. So once you're comfortable at that level, then you're thinking about adding a soft surface underneath your feet. So something like a cushion or a blanket or something that's soft would work really well. So something that's soft will make this a little bit harder. You've got that reactive surface. So something like I've got here, like a blanket, you can fold that over a few times, or even a cushion or a pillow. Sit Fit's a great piece of the kit that I don't own personally, but if you're struggling with your ankles or a lower limb injury and you want to increase your balance, think about Sit Fit. I'll put a link in the description below that will take you directly to one of the ones that I quite like to use. So next up, we'll use the KISS principle, which is keep it simple, stupid, and that KISS principle we'll use just standing on a single leg. Nice and simple. We can go through the same progressions as we did before. So you've got those head tilts, just tilting your head slowly left to right. You've got the nod, so up and down. And then we've got those eyes closed. It really, as you can see, makes that balance quite a bit more challenging. Once you're comfortable and confident with those eyes closed balancing, then you're thinking about adding in that reactive surface again. So make sure you do this on both legs if you are doing the single leg balance. So even if you have an injured side, well worth making sure that we have a swap of legs cross onto the other side. So a bit more folded up to make life a little bit more difficult on that single leg, and then think about working through those progressions to make that progression or those progressions harder as we go. So next up, we've got something a bit more dynamic. These are quite nice because they are dynamic, and everything in life isn't just about standing still. It's about being able to maintain your balance whilst you are moving. Nice simple drill to start with, heel toe walking forwards. Again, this can be quite a challenge, so do take your time. Try and keep your feet as narrow as they can, right in front of each other. And really important with this one, not to look down at all. So keeping yourself nice and tall, looking up at all times. If you're feeling good, you can try backwards, or you can just turn around and repeat. Again, it's really important not to look down. We want your feet to work out where you are in the world, rather than your eyes giving you that feedback, something that we call proprioception. So to make that harder, we can look at lifting a heel to your knee, heel to a toe. Again, as we're walking forwards, making that more challenging. by standing on a single leg for a longer period of time as we walk all the way forwards. Again, don't be tempted to look down, all the way forwards, and then exactly the same on the way back. Again, arms out to the side if you feel you need them, will increase and improve your balance. And then the final progression for this one is leg out to the side, so make sure you've got enough room. Take your leg out to the side, heel and toe. Again, we're going to do that all the way forwards, exactly the same on the way back. By taking a bit of weight outside of our normal centre of gravity, will make life much more challenging. And again, we're not looking down, the floor's nice and flat. I know there's nothing in front of me or in my way, so we don't need to worry about looking down. So progressions of this, you would be looking at potentially going back to that heel-toe walking, doing it with your eyes closed, which does become significantly more challenging. So again, those eyes closed, walking forwards. Again, making sure there's not too much around you to bump into. If you're feeling wobbly, then do open your eyes. Try not to walk into anything that's around you. Exactly the same on the way back. And as you can see, you do end up going a little bit off to the side as well. And finally, we've got one of my favourite exercises. This is a STAR Excursion balance test. Bit of a mouthful, but great little one to, again, add in a bit more dynamic movement. So if you haven't got a STAR like I haven't at home, then you're just thinking about standing in the middle of a clock face or the middle of a STAR with 6 to 8 points, depending on how you're getting on. Ideally, you'd stand on your injured leg or your weakest leg, and then you're going to reach your good leg out as far as you can in front of you, as far as you can out to 3 o'clock, as far as you can to 6 o'clock, and they're the basic ones. If you want to try 9 o'clock, you can reach round and reach out as far as you can. Quite nice here if you've got some markers or some cones that you can move out to specific points, and then as you do these, you can take a measure, and then you've got good measurement and you've got something to beat. So if you're not measuring, you're just guessing, so we want to make sure that we are testing to make sure that they aren't just guesses and we are actually getting better. You can also add in some other points, so we're going to 12 o'clock, to 1 o'clock, to 2 o'clock, out to 3 o'clock, we've also got 4 o'clock, all the way around that clock face as much as you can. Again, reaching out behind you, out to the side, and then in front. You're not going to go as far to those 2 points. Ideally, you just want to touch down, so you're not going to slide your foot out, just take all the weight through your good foot. So if you do have a marker, just the tiptoe to slide it out on each one. You want to make sure that we're going to do this on both legs. So as you're reaching out, just tiptoe touching, and just once round is often enough to start with and build your endurance up to do more of that as you go. The lower you go, obviously the more we're going to work into that single leg. So it might be to start with, you've only got a little movement, which is fine, working in your range. And then as you get better and stronger, and have a look at some deeper, further movements. So STAR Excursion balance test, really great one to do to make life much more challenging on that supporting leg, get those muscles really far enough. If you do these on a single leg, make sure you do them on the other leg as well. You can't have you walking around in circles for the rest of the day, just to keep you nice and even. So if you are doing it on an injured leg, do the similar sort of time on your good leg as well, just to keep it even. You might find this much easier, so don't overwork too much. So if it's substantially easier on your good leg, then don't look at doing more time than you would do on your injured leg, or doing a harder version than you would do on your injured leg. Keep your injured leg trying to push you forwards rather than your good leg still, and keeping that difference. So if you're not symmetrical and your balance is much worse on one side versus the other, you want to work on that worse side more to help it catch up to the good side and keep you roughly symmetrical throughout, rather than just keep improving your good leg all the time and then you keep that same distance all the time even though your injured leg's improving. So there we have it, ladies and gents, 4 exercises that you can use at home to improve your balance and your lower limb endurance standing on one leg. Let me know how you've got on in the comments below. Leave this video a like and subscribe for more videos around rehab and home exercises and easy ways to improve your injury or your ability at your current sport. Apart from that, my name's been Mark, and I'll see you in the next video.